A 37-year-old Texas woman, her name Alicia Cauldron, has been sentenced to 75 years in prison for torturing another woman for 2 years. So we're told that a 24-year-old moved in with Alicia Cauldron, the torturer, in 2019, and she moved in so that she could help the torturer with her children as well as a disabled elderly woman in return for being able to live in the family home rent-free. Seems like a fair enough arrangement, but the torturer, Alicia Cauldron, took the woman's phone away and withheld food within a few months of the 24-year-old moving into the family home. The torturer, Alicia Cauldron, prevented the 24-year-old victim from leaving the trailer, and at one point, the victim was locked in her room with the elderly woman. The victim lost half of her weight, and with that, she was extremely weak, extremely malnourished. She was unable to care for the elderly woman. She was locked into a room, food withheld, no access to her phone, in a terrible state, and things got worse. In 2021, the 24-year-old victim was caught stealing food, and with that, the torturer punished her extensively by locking her into a dog cage and dumping boiling water onto her legs. What a psychopathic bitch. The victim suffered burns to her arms, chest, and back when the torturer dumped boiling water on her later that year. So this happened more than once. Scars all over her body. In February 2022, the victim was given a phone by somebody else in the household, we don't know who. The victim contacted her stepfather on Facebook. Collin County Police responded to the trailer, and they found the victim in a terrible condition, covered in second and third degree burns, with a shaved head and weighing only 68 pounds. If I understand correctly, we're being told that when deputies arrived to the trailer, they found the elderly woman deceased. She had not been cared for. If I understand that correctly, she was found deceased. The article's not 100% clear. And with that, we're told that the torturer, Alicia Cauldron, spent the elderly woman's $78,000 inheritance money in 3 months, and she also continued to cash in her social security checks. We're told that the torturer's husband was implicated and charged with elderly exploitation and abuse. He's awaiting trial. We're not sure of the husband's involvement in regards to the torture of the 24-year-old female victim. Did the husband live in the trailer? In which case, he's 100% complicit in my mind. If he lived elsewhere, if he was mostly estranged from the torturer, then okay, perhaps he wasn't fully aware of what was going on with the 24-year-old. We're told that the 24-year-old female victim was hospitalized for around 6 weeks, and she suffered permanent nerve damage. Bravely, she testified at the trial, and again, we're told that thankfully, the torturer, a Texas woman, Alicia Cauldron, has been sentenced to 75 years in prison for torture. So there we go. What an evil, sick cunt. She entrapped a woman that was looking for somewhere to stay. The victim was happy to care for the family's children and an elderly woman, but she was locked in a room and then subsequently locked in a dog cage. She was starved. She had boiling water poured all over her on more than one occasion. She suffered permanent nerve damage, burns across her body, malnourished, only weighing 68 pounds, whilst this scumbag, Alicia Cauldron, an appropriate last name, embezzled funds from the elderly woman who also died, if I do understand correctly. What an evil scumbag. Let's hope that the other inmates and the guards are able to spend some quality time with this sadistic torturer. Perhaps they have access to boiling water, to make a nice cup of tea for her from time to time. Obviously, I wouldn't insinuate anything else, of course, but let's hope the inmates and the guards do have access to boiling water so that they can make regular cups of tea for this absolute sick cunt. Of course, thoughts and prayers to the victim. We're told that she suffers permanent nerve damage. I don't quite understand how debilitating that might be. I presume it is very debilitating, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's hope she's able to overcome the trauma that she's suffered, and let's be thankful that one person within the family home, we don't know who that person is, I guess perhaps one of the children, passed the victim a phone so that she could call for help. Thankfully, her stepfather received that call for help and acted upon it. Deputies were able to save her. So there is a blessing that the woman was saved, that she wasn't murdered. She was being starved, severely malnourished, 68 pounds, suffered ongoing horrendous abuse, but thankfully she has survived. She has been rescued. So there is the blessing. I'm going to wrap things up at this point. If you appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. If you're in a position to consider joining my memberships or drop a super thanks, that would be lovely. But it's okay if you're not able to do that. I'll thank you for your time and take care.